Hello, this is Emily from Go Norfolk. I am at the Arborfront Park today in Port Dover, and I want to talk to you a little bit about back to school. Kids finally made their way back to the benches earlier this week. Yes! I am a mom, and I survived the summer, so I'd love to know in your bunch, what parents is totally thrilled to have their kids back to school? Give me a like or give me some love if you are in there. I'll be completely honest, I was totally ready to put the kids back on the bus earlier this week. So I'm coming on this today to chat to you about some healthy back to school tips, and specifically with stress. Stress is a huge thing and it affects everybody, and our kids are not immune to dealing with stress. School is often a big stressor for them, so if you're tuning in here, I will give you a few tips. As you know, I'm all about active living all over Norfolk County. I love to get outside and empower you to also get off the couch and visit what Norfolk County has to offer. So this is a very cool little park in Port Dover that I love hanging out. Arborfront, so right beside the Arbor Museum. I love the sail and I love the benches and the floating docks. So this is a great place to come out with your kids and spend some time together. Earlier this week I was blogging about a fitness tip with respect to back to school. So it seemed like all summer long we're like go, and we're spending a lot of time outside and a bit more active with our kids. But then back to school comes in and it's like, right, homeworks and the activities are kicking in, and it's really hard to find a time to get out and be active. And physical activity is shown in many research that has a huge impact on the stress level of our kids, helping it. So let's address stress right away, and I want this to be interactive. So I see a few people live right now. If you have some questions as I'm chatting, let me know. I'll try my best to answer them. If not, I will seek the answer for you. So maybe you are parents, or maybe that you're not. Maybe you've been there and done that already, or maybe you're in the midst of it as I am. So I have two kids, a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old. Back to school is sometimes stressful. We definitely dealt with a little bit of stress in my house this week. But then the first step as to deal with stress is to identify it. And sometimes with kids, it's really challenging to do that. Because they're not saying those words. They're not saying, "Mom, I'm stressed," or "Dad, I'm stressed." They're showing other symptoms that you need to identify as parents. So symptoms that you can think of could be tired, problem sleeping. Definitely if they are having a hard time falling asleep, if their mind is really busy, perhaps that is a symptom of stress. If they are complaining of headaches, this is also a really good indicator that perhaps there's a little bit more stress into their life and there might be something going on. If you notice a big change in behavior, likely it could be due to stress. So those are the big red flags that you need to watch for into your kids to see that they are stressed, and then you can take some action. So I'm here because I want to give you some tips. I know what you're going through. My kids are exactly the same. They're no better or no worse than any other kids. They definitely find it a challenge. So just to let you know a little bit more about my background, so I'm a yoga teacher, so mindfulness is a big part of what I do. So I do teach yoga to kids in school and privately. I work for people of all ages, but definitely something that I'm interested in is kids' behavior and how to help them manage their stress, how to build their tool bags so they can actually pull out those tools in stressful situation. Active living is huge. Being outside with kids is so important, and it can definitely have an impact on their stress level. So in Norfolk County here, we are so blessed with so many awesome spots outside to be active. So there's loads of parks in every town. There are green spaces that you can use, whether you're walking or even if you're out like sitting on a bench. It's often in those most unusual places when you're having a casual chat with your kids that they feel safe to express their feeling, and you have to be there to listen. So when you're in a green space and you're outdoors, likely you're not plugged into your computer, your electronics, so that may give you the opportunity to actually listen in and possibly hear in their words, although they're probably not saying the word stress, but you may be able to read between the lines and actually notice that the stress may be a factor into their life. So there's also, active living, so things that you can do. There's a lot of biking trails, there's tons of park. I'm here in Port Dover and it's a beautiful place to be. There's a few parks in Port Dover. I love walking in Simcoe, in the downtown parks. It's a great walk, it's a great way to be active. One of my favorite in Waterford, the Heritage Trail. Going over the bridge is such a great location. If your kids are a little bit older and need a bit more of a challenge, the trails in Turkey Point are a lot of fun. They are biking trails, but they are also open to hikers and runners, so never hesitate to use those trails. They are free to use. There's also great trails near Port Rowan, so Bacchus Woods is a really good place for you to go check out. Whether you want to be on a bike or on your feet, it's so good for you. It's good for you as adult. It is good for you kids to breathe some fresh air, to get outdoors and to be active. Another great way to be active is to sign them up for a program. The In Norfolk activity guide is out, and there's so much being offered in our community. We are so lucky to have so many activities that are accessible. A lot of them are really good pricing. So it's important for you kids to get involved in something, especially if they're living through stress at school. Being signed up into a different activity can, empower them to meet new kids, make new friends. And I know sometimes it's stressful on the first day, but having a separate group of friends that you can hang out with is really positive when the school environment is a bit stressful. I know hockey is a big time commitment and it sometimes feels like really expensive, but we have somebody great in our community, Mr. Vanderbush, that have a program called For the First Shift, and this is for brand new kids that are brand new wanting to be hockey players in our community. And this program is starting later on, I believe in November, out of Langton Arena, and it's really a good deal. They're getting the equipment, they're getting a taste of what hockey is. So if your child is kind of contemplating hockey, I think this would be a fantastic program to sign up. All over Norfolk you can find skating, gymnastic, swimming, we have basketball. What else do we have? Like, guys probably want to list a few more things. Maybe some of the clubs wants to post something in the comment here. There's a lot of art program as well that could be very positive for your child's mental health. They have a way to express themselves. So please check out the In Norfolk guide. It has everything that Norfolk County has to offer, and signing him up for an activity is excellent. But please remember, do not overfill your kid's schedule. I know it's really tempting to have something every night that you need to go to, and I know that you want your child to do a little bit of everything, but please do not overload your schedule. As far as stress level, it can really be a lot for a child to take if they have no downtime. And if they have no time to be just kids and play and be out in nature, it's challenging. So finding that balance as a parent is definitely a challenge, but I know that you can do it. So definitely get them involved in something, but don't get them involved into everything is what I'm talking about. So if you're just tuning in, this is Amelie from Go Norfolk. I'm on the back to school chat today, addressing stress and giving you tips as to how to identify if your child is stressed and what to do about it. Once you've figured it out. So how do you take action? So my first step was to, look at the symptoms, listen to them, let them talk, take them in nature and be active. Research clearly show that being active is good for mental health. So make a commitment, especially if you're not a very active person. Your child may not see you, may not be empowered to get out, but there's so many activity again offered in Norfolk. Lots of them are free or a little bit cheaper, especially for first time or first year. So it's totally worth checking out. Make sure that you plan some downtime with them, especially in the first week. They are tired this week. They're not used to the routine. They are not used of being in class and being really alert for that long. So if your activities are starting this week, make sure that on the weekend, maybe you don't overfill the weekend and they have a little bit of time to relax and talk to you and cozy up with you and not feel too stressed. I'm a yoga teacher, so I'm going to bring in some breathing exercise. I think they are great with kids. They're a lot of fun to do as a family. And again, this is a tool that you can use in stressful situation instead of acting out or having bad behavior. There's like a million breathing techniques that you can find. There's lots online. Check it out. If you don't know any yourself, like breathe in, like just hands on the belly is a big one for kids, like feeling that belly rising with each breath and bring their awareness to it is a really good way to calm themselves. There's some little bit more movement. I love like literally breathing in and it's looking a little silly, but it's a lot of fun and it does work, and kids need to develop those tools in order to be able to respond to the stressors in their life into a way that is not disruptive and it's not harmful. All right, so let's get some more tips. Bedtime, a huge one. I know it's hard, summertime. I don't know about you, but my kids were kind of like going to bed way later than usual, and it was a bit of a challenge this week to get back on track. They do need a lot of sleep. Some kids need up to 12 hours really to be rested. So make sure that you tune into their needs and that you set clear bedtime. Especially young children, elementary school children require a lot of sleep. Teenagers love to sleep in the morning, not so much going to bed early, so find some routine that works for your child, but they probably need more sleep than you think, and if they're lacking sleep, likely they will feel stress, and stress, again, the indicators of stress is often problem sleeping, problem falling asleep, behavior, change in behavior. Headache is often a sign of stress. So again, remember that they may not say, I'm stressed, mom or dad, but they may tell you other symptoms that they are experiencing. And as a parent, it's your job to identify that they may relate to stress and take action. And those are the action steps that we're talking about. Eating right, okay? This wellness coach in me is totally going to be talking about eating right because it has a huge impact on our kids' health. I keep saying that your gut relates to your brain. So if you're feeding yourself total junk, prepackaged stuff, high sugar content, your kids are going to feel it. Like, you'd like to hope not, but they do. It's totally related. So we live in Ontario's garden. This time of year is amazing. There's so many fresh produce grown right here in Norfolk County. So make sure that you hit the farmer's market. I guess the Simcoe one just closed for today. Oh no, it's running till 4. There's Port Rowan Market tomorrow. There's Port Dover Market Saturday. Waterford Market on Wednesday. And all of these are running at least till the end of October. So take advantage. I see some of the apple growers are opening their doors with the first harvest of apples starting. So fill your kids' lunch with some healthy food. Take advantage of fruit and vegetables that are grown right here in Norfolk. I know it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I don't cook everything homemade either to send my kids lunch. Sometimes they have a prepackaged here and there. And that's okay, but it's about balance, right? It's, eating it all the time, eating a large amount of sugar is when you're really going to see the impact on their stress. But again, find what works. I know we're all busy. If you're parents in here and you're like, what is she talking about? I cannot do this. You can totally do it. It's small changes that add up to big result into our kids, and healthier physically and emotionally our kids are, better they perform at school, and just happier they are. And I think the ultimate goal of most parents is to have happy kids, and that's all we can aim for. So again, if you're just here, this is Emily. I'm talking about stress today and how to handle the back to school situation and empower our kids to make some healthy choices. I don't know if you noticed, but kids love to mirror our behavior. So if we are active and if we are eating healthy food and getting enough sleep, I mean, they see all of that. They don't miss much. My kids don't anyway. They totally notice when mom is making bad decisions or bad choices. They would totally call me on it. And this is how it works. And again, we're not looking for perfection. We're looking to make some small changes so we can be healthy and happy as well as our kids. Again, living in Norfolk, so many green spaces, so I empower you to get outside. How about this month? Challenge yourself to visit a new park or visit a new trail if you haven't. I blog every 2 weeks, and there's a lot of resources as to active living in Norfolk County. If you want to check out some of my past blogs, so go on the Norfolk Tourism website, so norfolktourism.ca. You'll see Go Norfolk in the main menu. Click on there. There's a whole bunch of active living tips, places that you should visit. So I'm in Port Dover right now. How beautiful is this? I'm at the Harbourfront Park. So if you haven't been here, really nice, right beside the Harbour Museum. Totally worth the detour. I love sitting on the benches here and the floating docks. My kids seem to love to follow along as well. We can watch the boats, and this is time outside to chit chat, be away from the computer, be away from the phone, and actually communicate too with one another. What else do I have for tips? So bedtime, nature, being outside, breathing. Music is actually an excellent tool for kids as well. A lot of them connect to having some downtime with some music instead of the TV, which is a nice change. So if music is part of your life and your kids enjoy it, like, bring it on and let them make some of their choices. And sometimes empowering them to try new kinds of music is also a fun way to relax together and share some time. Using essential oils is something that I do a little bit of, and I think there's quite a few different shops in Norfolk County that do sell essential oil. I know I was in Waterford yesterday and I saw at Nifty Gifty she had quite a few different kind of essential oils and products. I know in Port Dover there's a few places. I think in Port Rowan there's a shop there as well. So essential oils are a great way for kids to calm down and relax. I have a little bottle. My daughter, she just rolls it on, and she actually knows, like, if she has a hard time falling asleep, she'll use the essential oil, roll it on her wrist, and breathe it in. And again, it's a tool. Like, she connects that it helps her relax. So when she feel anxious, although she's not saying, "Mom, I'm anxious, just not feeling right, I cannot fall asleep," she grabs onto the bottle, rolls it in, breathes it in, and it's natural. So give it a try. A lot of essential oils. Lavender is huge as far as relaxing. We have great lavender farms. We have Apple Hill and Bonnie Heat Estate. I know at Bonnie Heat Estate they distill their own essential oil right there, so stop into their shop. I know they are open every day through September and weekends after that. So get your own locally grown lavender essential oil and try it out as a calm release, a good way to for your kids. If you get them a little bottle, a little rolly bottle, or use a diffuser and diffuse it into your house, into their bedroom, and that will help them fall asleep and feel a little bit calmer. All right, guys, so I think I got most of my chit chat about stress and back to school. I'd love to answer any questions that you may have. Feel free to comment here, and I will try my best to give you some more information or give you some connections to find some. So just to conclude my message here, please be attentive to your kids. Notice if they are having any stress related symptoms like headache, having problems sleeping, change in behavior. Again, they will likely not use the word "I am stressed," but that may be exactly what they're feeling. So if we're attentive enough, we may be able to identify what's going on. And then we need to listen. I know it's not always easy to get your kids to talk, but being somewhere off the electronics is sometimes helpful. Lots of green spaces all over Norfolk County, parks, trails. Use them. They're all free to use, so there's no excuses there. The weather is nice. A little cooler today finally. So go out, explore. Again, I challenge you, and I'd love to hear back from you. Who's going to take me on to the challenge of discovering a new park or trail in Norfolk County in the month of September? One of my favorite in Waterford, the Heritage Trails, is amazing. If you haven't been there, you need to. Obviously the Lynn Valley Trail, accessible from Simcoe, Port Dover, branches out to Delhi, Waterford and beyond. So that could be done on bike or on foot. The trails at Bacchus Woods, so near Port Rowan, the trails in Turkey Point, so we're not lacking trails. Parks in every town, Norfolk County, Run Park, they're all well groomed, they all have benches, picnic tables. So if it's nice this weekend, like, how about taking some time to get outside? Make sure that they get enough sleep. It's so important. I know we run a tin on sleep over the summertime, but it's time to get them a little bit earlier to bed, and that will help them manage their stress. Plan some downtime. Don't overfill your schedule. Please do not do that. I know it's tempting. I have one child that wants to do everything on earth right now. She could sign up to every single program in Norfolk County if I let her. But it's okay to say no. It's okay to keep time for just fun, play, downtime, cuddle time. Movie time is totally okay too. So if you're looking for activities still, if you haven't if you're not sure where to go with this, pick up the In Norfolk activity guide. Super helpful. There's lots of stuff for kids, but also for senior adults, a little bit of everybody in your community. Quite a few quite affordable programs. karate, gymnastic, the first shift program for hockey, swimming, dancing, skating. Like, we're not lacking programming in this area. Lots of art program. So get your child involved in music, art, or sport, just anything, something that they like, something where they can meet new friends, make new connections, and have a space where they feel safe and they feel like they can communicate with kids that are maybe not in their school, because often the big stress is coming from the school environment, unfortunately. Not always easy to manage, and I know most schools in the area are really trying to make it as easy on their students, but every kid is different and a lot of them are dealing with stress. What else did I have to finish up here? Yeah, using music, essential oil, breathing techniques, and definitely eating right. So get out to the market, get some healthy food. You know, apples are coming out, there's tons, there's still cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers. Norfolk County is not lacking watermelon. So good at this time of year. So soak it up. We live in Ontario's garden, and our healthy food is right here. Easy to find. Visit a farmer market, or I see there's a few new shops. There's, you know, every town's kind of has their little fresh store area. So go encourage local businesses and get some real food. So I didn't get any questions so far. I would love to answer them. Type it on. I will check later on today. So I hope that you have a good return to school. Congrats, mom and dad, if you survived the summer. I'm proud of you. I know that I was totally ready for the kids to go back. So again, this is Amelie Chanda. I'm a wellness coach. I operate out of Port Dover, but do all over Norfolk County. I love active living. Read my blog, Go Norfolk. It's on the Norfolk Tourism website. And I will continue all of this month to feature back to school tips for a healthy life for the whole family. We'll be active together, eating well, and we're managing the stress right now. So cheers, guys. Thanks for listening.